Okay, good morning, guys, and welcome to another session of One Tree Technicals. As you all know, this is basically a market outlook session. We get to see what opportunities can get in the market, and you guys get to see how I get my entries and exits. More or less, you guys get to see my Forex trading strategy. And before we get started, for those that are watching this video on YouTube, please like and subscribe to the page. And as usual, you can always drop comments on what you want to be seeing. Yeah, so on the group chat, I posted that those that want me to look at their pairs, they should drop the the currency pairs, and nobody dropped anything. So basically, I'm going to look at just my pairs, and then anyone, those of you that are online, will take a look at this thing your own. So basically, let's start. Let's get started. So now, fundamental wise, we have one high impact news. We had one on JPY, yeah, but we have one high impact news uh, around 2:30 p.m. Around 2:30 p.m. We have one high impact news around 2:30 p.m. So basically, let's just watch out. But then we have mid impact news, so we might see some moves in the market. So let's just keep an eye on it and see how it goes. Let's jump on our charts. So we can get so on AED I already have a running trade. I woke up around, that was around 6 thereabouts, and then I actually saw the opportunity. Let me break it down for you guys. Let me break it down for you guys. But I think my training is has finished. Let me see whether it will still work. Ah, it has finished. Okay, so basically, yeah, what I was almost saying it's bad. But what made me to take this trade was basically price created a lower low, yeah, and then we tapped into the 0.618 areas, yeah, and then we started. We basically created this candlestick here, this bearish rejection candlestick. That's more or less an entry criteria. And then I was like, okay, should I take it or I should leave it? But then price was already pushing down. I think this whole candlestick here was already going down. So I was like, okay, my entry must be around this place that this candlestick closed. So I just dropped it there, and then price came back, kicked it in, and then we're basically riding it right now. But basically, the reason was more or less price created the lower low, created the lower high around that 0.618. And then if you see there too, yeah, if you look at this thing critically, we have more or less like a double top formation here. The first one, second one, the second this thing, and then we have a break. And the normal double top formation is that once price forms a double top, we go back to retest the neckline. So that was the retest, and then I'm riding it to the downside. This way I'm looking to exit. So it's almost halfway through my position. I think it's just a 2 hour trade. It took 2.31 RR trade. That's basically what I'm looking to get today. So let's just see how this one goes out. Then NZUSD is still ranging. NZUSD is still ranging. NZUSD is still ranging. It's still ranging. It's still inside our range. And then the funny thing is we have been respecting it. We're more or less going up. We tap, we sell to the downside. We go, we tap, we sell to the downside. Like it's basically what it's doing, respecting that whole simple rule of a ranging market. Sell at the top, buy at the bottom. But I don't trade range, so I don't want to even chip my hand inside right now. So let's just sit back and watch. That's basically all. Right. Let me see. Let's look at what we can exploit on AED/USD for now. Yeah. So AED/USD is already on the sell move to the downside. So we have this low here. What can we watch out for on that low? Once price breaks it, we'll be looking for what a retest, and I think that will basically happen next week. But then that's what I'm looking out for the next opportunity to sell. So once price breaks it, we'll look out for a retest, take the sell towards the downside. So that's basically it. That's basically it. Is there another pair you guys want us to take a look at before we go? Or what questions do you guys have? Any question? Okay, let's see. GBP USD. Okay, let's take a look at GBP USD. Wow, GBPUSD is doing a clean downtrend here. Very sweet one. I think yesterday what we're looking out for was for price to go back, retest that 0.618, which we didn't. So let's look at what we can get today. So GBPUSD just created the lower high. Now another lower low. And then I think it has started that whole sell move to the downside. Let's see. Let me drop my feed. No, it has not tapped the 0.618. Just like yesterday's one too, not tapped the 0.618. So what we might basically just see on GBPUSD might just sell from here to the downside. But then if it does that, what are we watching out for? Let's pay attention to this low here. Because right now we're very, very bearish on this GBPUSD. Yeah. So now, what can we watch out for? For price to come down, break it to the downside, for us to have what? A retest, and for us to what? Take the sell to the downside. That's basically what we'll be looking out for on GBPUSD. Yeah, that's basically what we're looking out for on GBPUSD. It's for that sell, because right now we're actually bearish. And then the whole sell move have already started. And I don't like jumping on moves that have already started. I prefer getting the lower high, yeah, getting the move before it starts pushing down. So let's just sit back and watch how it plays out. Okay, someone said GBP JPY. GBP JPY. But do you understand this whole outlook on GBP USD? Well, GBP JPY too is almost the same. It's just that GBP JPY is quite tricky. Yeah. So we created this lower low here. I don't even know whether it's here or here. I want to take it as here. But then price just pushed up. It has created, this thing is looking like a lower high because I can clearly see that this is a high and then it's looking to come down. So that's why I'm saying this one is very tricky. If I want to jump on a trade on this one now, basically what I'll have to do is look at these areas down here like this. Yeah, which basically means that I have to wait for price to come break it and then look for a retest. Anyways, what if we don't get that break to the downside? We have that high there. If we break that high to the upside, then we're basically shifting structure. We can look for a retest of its a continuation. That's what I'll just say on this. Because right now, that whole sell move I've already started. I can see that price has created the lower high and it's pushing down right now. So I have to wait. And then before I can get this, let's just go. Yeah, it's basically just that. Basically just that. I don't want to force anything. So that's basically what I'll say on GBP. Is there any other currency pair you guys want us to take a look at? But GBP right now is it's actually bearish. It's actually bearish. So if you're on the sell, it's actually cool. Is there any other currency pair you guys want us to take a look at? Or what questions do you guys have? Or what contributions do you guys have before we go? It's an open floor. Okay, in the absence of any question, okay, someone said EU. That's really good. Everything right now is actually like this downtrend is very, very sweet, honestly. So we've been creating streaks of lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then now we just created another lower high and price is going to form a lower low. So this one, what I'm going to do here, let's jump to the lower time frame and see whether there's an opportunity that we can capitalize. That's the thing with this pairs. This one too is tricky. This is the low we have here on this lower time frame. We know that price has already started selling. So how can we jump on that sell? This candlestick has not properly broken this low here, where price was basically trying to break this. Price has not broken it. But if we can get a break of it on this lower time frame, we can look to catch a retest of it. So once price is retesting, we'll have an entry like this, something like this. I mean, hope this person that asks for EU is paying attention. Something like this. So you can just watch it out here. Once price break, don't jump on it now, wait for price to break it. Once price break, you can look to take a retest of it, then a continuation to the downside. Because price has already started that sell move. How can we jump on it? This is basically how we can jump on it. So let's wait for price to break. Once price break, we can look for it to come back to retest this low here. Because this is a very strong support level. And once it breaks, there's that high probability that I get a retest of that support level to the downside. So let's just watch out and see how it plays out. Okay. Any other currency pair? Any other question before we go? Okay, guys. In the absence of any question or any currency pair to look at, we'll call it a session, a week. I really want to appreciate everyone that joins this session every day. Yeah, I'll catch you guys same time next week. And don't forget to trade what you see, not what you feel or what your emotions are telling you to do. Yeah, always try to keep your emotions. I'll catch you guys next week. Bye, guys.